Now I'd like to turn to the Deputy Minister of Agriculture and Forestry from Lao PDR. Honorable Parisak, please, can you share with us your experience in your country, please?
Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, first of all, allow me to thank the organizer for the opportunity to be here once again. As far as our country experience is concerned, we don't consider ourselves as a model. We don't have any magical solution, really. But there are a few things that we have did in the past 30 to 40 years, and we still stick on these. But of course, some of these policies have been adjusted. First and foremost, what is important is, according to our own experience, is we need to sustain our political will. We need to sustain policy support, plan of action, and investment towards food production, hunger, nutrition, and especially poverty eradication. So in our case, we deal with hunger and nutrition along with poverty eradication. Dealing with hunger and nutrition in isolation will not work if you don't deal with poverty at the same time. That's according to our own experience. So we need to deal with short-term, mid-term, and also long-term solutions. In the past decades, in '76, we produced some 600,000 tons of paddy. Now we are around 4.4 million tons of paddy, for example, and other crops also. So that's the first thing. So we need to sustain policy support. Second, we need to, we should not change course. We should not change course, especially in our policy, our actions, and our investment. We should not lower our targets because there's new emerging constraints and problems, especially budgetary constraints. That's always the main excuse to lower targets, really. We don't do that. We need to be creative and come up with new solutions. That's what we did within ASEAN. So what we did, we bring in the private sector a lot. We attract in the private sector, provide them with the policy environment that is needed to attract them in. And we attracted also a lot of foreign direct investment in the country within ASEAN, from China, from Korea, and also from Japan. In food production and in rural development, that has helped to create, let's say, the possibility, to increase income to the farmers and provide them with the opportunity to access food. Third, what is important is a collective effort. It's not the work of one ministry, one agency. So we have put together an interministerial group, committees, subcommittees chaired by the Prime Minister and Deputy Prime Minister for over 15 years already. And so it's a concerted effort. So we try to converge on setting policies, plan of action, and investment, which is not easy because different ministries have its own agenda. So there's a lot of consultation and negotiation. So before coming here, as I speak, our government is reporting to the National Assembly on the different policy that we have agreed on or converged with the other ministry. The Ministry of Energy, for example, has reduced the price of electricity for hydro pumps about 50%, which is very important. It took us long months now to negotiate, for example. So it has to be a concerted effort. And we are asking for the donors and development partners communities to do the same, to converge also on their policy, on their investment planning, because this is important, because some donors focus only on nutrition, on malnutrition, on hunger, or addressing all the poverty. So they have to combine that all together. So EU is here. So back home, we're doing exactly that. And fifth, we have to deal with climate change. It's a big problem. It was not a big problem. It's a very big problem now back in the country. Now we have to deal with climate change along with combating poverty, hunger, and malnutrition at the same time. So we have to come up with new, innovative, and smarter policy strategies and program. For example, when we develop food system, farming system that go hand in hand with managing our highland forest resources, so our watersheds, for example. So we call now watershed-based irrigated area development. Before, we only called it irrigation program, so that has changed. Important also is the South-South cooperation. This has helped us a lot because we are the least developed, let's say, in ASEAN and in the region, +3. This help us, this complementarity, help us to draw in, new knowledge, innovation, skills, capital, or to open trade, especially cross-border trade. It helped us a lot, it brings capital to develop the poor rural areas, so it helped to provide access to generating new income, to access to food. And last but not least, patience. Patience is needed. Addressing nutrition, it's not easy. It's not like producing food. It's not like, it's easy to say you have to ensure that there's a balanced diet, but we have in the country 49 ethnic groups, nearly 150 sub-ethnic groups, and they don't have the same diet. They don't eat the same thing. Some people like rice and sauce, so they never eat fruit, they never eat vegetable, so it takes time. So if somebody says that it's easy, to deal with nutrition, show me that. I would like to see that. Show me that. No, it's not that easy. I did it myself as a practitioner, as a policymaker also. We visit a lot to the grassroots level. It's difficult, so it has to take time. We need patience from a government. We need patience also from development partners. So these are some of the Lao experience that I would like to share with you. Thank you very much.